first of all, out of all of you, how many of you want to go into the corporate world? Can I see some hands? Very nice. How many of you want to be entrepreneurs? Even better. So, amader amole, I'm going to say amader amole because, I hope there's not a generation gap, but in our times when we used to think about success, we used to think that, getting a 9-to-5 job, getting a good salary was everything. But, the hands that were here today is telling us that, you want to be entrepreneurs. That is the change. I think that is the change that we are seeing in today's generation. Change niye jodi emte kotha boli, my life has always been about change. I mean, why that? I have been born to a father who was the ex-foreign minister. He was the ambassador to many countries, and for us, we had to keep changing countries every 4 or 5 years. So every time I settled down, I made friends, it was time to go. So that's, I think, where my change started off from. However, every time that used to happen, we used to feel very sad, we used to feel very insecure, getting up, starting all over again. But there was one thing that my dad taught me was that embrace change, embrace the challenges that you're facing right now. Amra jokhon every country to country jokhon move kortam, it was a new country, it was a new setup, it was a new language, it was a new, completely different environment. But I think, the adaptation that we've had for all of us at that time is what actually created that change, or what created the platform for success for me, actually. Ekhon change niye jodi arekটু boli I mean, how many of your lives have changed over the last couple of months? Could I have 1 or 2? Yes? How has it changed? That's a perfect example. What you've just said is a perfect example of the confidence that you guys give off. When we started off, we used to question ourselves that, should I be standing up here? Why? Why me? Why me? That is something we kept on questioning ourselves. Sometimes you gloat in it, of course, but with a lot of success comes a lot of tribulations as well. And I think the way that Bangladesh today, the youth of today, which is you, the way you have embraced this change, it's absolutely amazing. It's a vision for us, how we see it. So, you guys, actually inspiration, you guys are inspirations for us, right? But ekটু corporate world, jehetu I'm here representing the corporate world, let me talk a little bit about the corporate world. The corporate world seems like a very shiny diamond from far off. It's not. It's not, guys, it's not. It's very difficult. It's difficult because and I'm sure you've heard lots of stories about it, that it's full of politics. It is, of course it is. But do I love it? I love it. I absolutely love it. Because, it makes me thrive. It gives me that rush. When I get up in the morning, I feel like going back to my work, That is what it does for me. And I think that is something which you have to choose. If you can get up in the morning and tell yourselves that I'm thrilled to go to the office today, that is what you should be doing. But if that doesn't excite you, if that thrill doesn't come, you need to know when to make that change. And that's exactly what I've done. I've been in this corporate industry for around 26 years now. 16 years were in my telco industry. I've been the CXOs for 3 very large telcos. However, after 16 years, one day in the morning, I got up and it just didn't excite me to go back to work again. I didn't feel that rush anymore. I woke up and I thought that it's the same thing happening over and over and over again. I just didn't feel like doing that anymore. So what did I do? I took that leap of faith. I actually ventured out of the telco industry and landed myself in the financial industry. I was very new to it. I started off with HSBC after that, and then gradually, of course, moved over to MasterCard. And it's been a whirlwind romance with MasterCard, literally. Every single day is exciting. I love what I do. Every year has been different. Every week has been different. Every moment is different. And I know that sitting in the position that I am right now, I can make a change to the economy of Bangladesh. I can make a change for the growth of Bangladesh. A couple of things which I'm going to tell you, which I wish, people had told me about when I was starting off. First of all is that create that work-life balance for yourself. We always think that, and this is especially to you beautiful girls out there today, when we get into the corporate world, we put in 3 times more effort than what a male probably does. And that's expected from us because we're questioned more. Of course, we're questioned much more than what we normally do, but create that work-life balance for yourself. And the boys, I understand the pressures that are on you as well. Take that leave, if you have the leaves, take those leaves. Go home on time. There's no point of staying in an office till 8:10, Just do your work smarter. Don't do it harder, but do it smarter. Go home on time, take those leaves, spend that time with your family as well. Because, at the end of the day, if something happens to you, the corporate world, in the blink of an eye, they're going to put up that vacancy ad and then probably go meet you. But the only person who's going to be behind you is your family, is your friends, is your support system. My support system, my background or my backbone for my success has been my family, always. I have had families who have been there for me through everything. I have had a husband who's supported me in every single decision of my life. He has been standing there like a rock-solid person, and I think it's very important that you find that as well. And I know I'm at a university, and and I have been in your shoes at some time, and it's very easy to get swayed away with emotions. But guys, choose your partner very, very carefully. Choose it very carefully. Your partner is that one person who's going to be behind you for the rest of your lives, right? So be very vigilant, be very smart when you're thinking and choosing your partner. So that's something I want you to think about. It's always wonderful to have fun, do that. But when it comes to the right decision, make it very wisely, right? I think the next part which I would like to talk about is self-development. Khub bhalo, we've gotten into a good corporate, you're starting off as an MT or a very good position, but never, never leave your self-development. Pick up that paper, read that newspaper, right? You need to know what's going on in the economy. You need to understand what's happening in the world. Learn about that stock market. You might not like it, but learn about it. Read that paper, read about the debates that Biden is having with Trump. Right? Read about what's happening, what is driving Bangladesh. That when you walk into that interview board, the first thing that we notice when a person comes in is, of course, the appearance. Go nicely, wear that good shirt, comb your hair, of course. But I think that, the thing that you leave behind when you're leaving that room is what you've talked about. If you are smart, if you come across smarter, if you know the trends, right? It's such a appeal to all employers. So I'm going to say this to you, like it's not nice reading papers, but do that. Please do read the newspaper. Sit with your parents once in a while and look at the news. It's not interesting, but it's good for you. Trust me, it's very good for you. So a couple of other things which I think has been my success factors. Don't feel shy to fall. Never feel shy to fall, right? I mean, it's okay. It's okay to get worried. It's okay to fall down. It's okay to cry once in a while. It's fine. It's fine. Just get up. But when you do get up, make sure you get up like the damn fire. You should be ready to burn that entire economy. You should be there to burn your industry and be a success for yourself. So it's okay. Fall down once in a while. But keep going, never, never, never give up. To most of you out there, I mean, there's going to be a challenge, there's going to be a choice that you'll have to make at one point of your life, especially as a female, and I'm saying this to most of my wonderful female students out there. You will have a family, you will also be working, and you'll feel guilty. Corporate guilt is real, it really is, yeah? You will feel guilty. You will feel very, very sad leaving that little child behind and going back to work, but do that. Financial independence for a female is very, very, very important. Never, never leave your job for anything. Right? It's very important, guys. And you know, and I'm going to rally this for every single girl out there. Never, never leave that, right? You have to be independent. You should never be dependent upon your spouse. And that is a support system for him. It's not fair for him to just give you everything as well, right? You have to be that support system for him as well. And financial independence is the first thing that you have to do. You know, we always talk about being a very, you know, finding a good co-worker or a very good environment that we want to work in. But something to leave to you as well is that you also need to be a good employee. You need to be a good co-worker as well, right? And that's something which my colleague asked me yesterday when I was telling her that, you know, having a good environment for a corporate world is very important. Then she was the one who was telling me, Appa, definitely, but you know, we need to be good employees as well. We need to be a good co-worker. So be that support system for someone else as well, right? You can't just expect someone, you know, out there just to be there for you. Please be there for them as well. Be nice to, or be kind to the person next to you as well. You will have your own set of friends. It goes a long, long way to be kind to that one person who doesn't talk so much. It goes a long way. It probably brightens up their day when you talk to that one person you've never talked to in class. Do that. It opens up so much for that one person you've just given that smile to. So that's very important. Confidence. Again, confidence is something I'm going to talk about because if you say a lie with confidence, you can get away with it, guys. Trust me. Don't try it. Don't try it, but you know you can. Do it with confidence. Say whatever you want. Stand up straighter. Say it with confidence. Look at people in the eye. Talk with confidence, and you've got them eating out of your hands. That's very, very important. And lastly, I think education. Never leave your education for anything. You may fall. You may, you know, do badly in business. You may have to leave your job for whatever reason it is, but education is what will catch you every single time. So get that higher education, do your masters, finish your graduation. If you can, go ahead, do your PhDs. I did my MBA when my son was, I think, 5 years old. He's 18 today. But yeah, he's, you know, I did when he was 5, 6 years old, I did executive MBAs. I gave up all of my weekends. I went to IBA. And I did my MBA, I finished my education, and now I'm pursuing more further. I'm a master black belt, as you mentioned. Get those degrees. Get those degrees. Do something for yourself. You know, that's all that matters for you. Work for yourself, be smart, and you know, never be afraid to fail. It's all right. If you haven't failed, you've never lived, you know. And I'm going to end this with one little video which I always see, and that video always inspires me whenever I'm down, whenever I'm questioning myself. I look at this video, and it pulls me up, and I get up with a spring in my step, and that is something I'm going to leave you with today. And can I have the video?
Dismissed from drama school with a note that read, "Wasting her time. She's too shy to put her best foot forward." Turned down by the Decca recording company who said, "We don't like their sound and guitar music is on the way out." A failed soldier, farmer, and real estate agent. At 38 years old, he went to work for his father as a handyman. Cut from the high school basketball team, he went home, locked himself in his room, and cried. Teacher told him he was too stupid to learn anything, and he should go into a field where he might succeed by virtue of his pleasant personality. Fired from a newspaper because he lacked imagination and had no original ideas. His fiancée died, he failed in business twice, he had a nervous breakdown, and he was defeated in 8 elections. If you've never failed, you've never lived.
If you've never failed, you've never lived, right? So guys, you have been awesome. Thank you so much for hearing me out. I'm always here for you. I'm going to leave my details with Sabrina. Thank you, Sabrina, for inviting me here. I wish you all the very best. I would love to be, one day, it's my dream that one day I want to be sitting there and I want to hear one of your TED Talks, right? So all the very best, guys. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure and a privilege to be here.